Hello YouTube! So, in today's video I am breaking down a ranked game that I had a few days ago, where I managed to get 18 kills and 5k damage in Predator rank whilst being top 100 in the world. In this video I'm going to break down a list of fundamentals, explain why I did certain things, why you should also do certain things, and if you enjoy this type of content, let me know down in the comments if I should do more videos like this. Besides that, I'm going to get on to the gameplay. So, what I'm going to do is try and go through this entire gameplay in one go and explain as much as I possibly can in as short as a time as possible so I remain efficient and hopefully not overwhelm you guys with too much. So, the main thing I'm going to consider is the very start of the game. So whenever you're landing to loot, the main thing that you have to consider is separating the POI into different quadrants. So in this case, Gauntlet. Gauntlet is known for not having a lot of loot. So what you do is you section it off into sections like this, and then you loot a section each. The reason being is one of the biggest benefits that Gauntlet has is being so small and loot is so condensed that you can be out of the POI within 30 seconds. This means that although there's less loot, because it's condensed and there's multiple POIs nearby, think Skull Town, think Airbase, you actually have an easier time fighting those teams because they take longer to loot because the loot is more spread out. So, in this case, I just loot as fast as I can. The way my playstyle mainly works is I try and get as much loot as I can in the early game and then play for an Evo cache to instantly jump up the perp or blue. So as soon as I get the blue, my goal is to then take a fight, which will then allow me to snowball my lead. So, my main goal is as soon as I get the blue, is look to take a fight. As soon as I see this, I know that there's nothing going on in Skull Town because I don't see anyone. I don't see any of the pills are looted, so my goal is now instantly to rotate over to the airbase side of the map because zone is actually pointing towards Hydro Dam. If that's a POI, I'm sorry. So, we start to rotate towards airbase and start looking for fights. Luckily enough, we actually run up into a fight here and we go to third party. So, in this case, the two things that I always tell people is A, whenever you're taking a fight, the first thing you need to understand is info. What info can you grab whenever you're going into a fight? And secondly is your positioning. So you need to think about your positioning after you get information, okay? You position based off your information, right? So, in this case, what am I noticing instantly in this case? Well, there's a team in this section here. They are shooting a guy that is on this pill here. What that lets me know is this guy is in a bad position and he's also weak. He can't go anywhere because if he does, this team is going to shoot him, which allows me to get free shots on this guy and potentially even a free knock. Secondly, what it also tells me is that this guy's teammates are most likely in this section over here as well, whereas this guy's teammates are in this section somewhere back here. And that gives me one main option, which is to position myself around in this section or position myself in this section here. I don't want to be going right at all because it leaves me in the open. So in this case, I decided to go here. The reason being is, remember rule 1 with information? My goal is to give myself as much information as possible, and by going this direction, I'm constantly being fed information. What is this team over here doing? What is this team in front of me doing? I can also relay that to my teammates who have decided to go the opposite direction in this case. Okay? So, I start to position myself forward. Who knows, I might even get a free knock. And in this case, I do. Once again, the thing I said about this guy, he can't move. I get a free knock. Now my goal is to instantly try and get a first on this guy because he's in a bad position. I'm unable to, so my teammate ends up getting knocked by advantage. The downside here being is that I have to play for the res because my teammate has no way to get up top unless he climbs up on the side. So, what I'm going to do is play for the res, get him up, and as soon as I get the res, my goal is instantly to get more information because technically the fight has just begun again. Because I have now got no information of what's going on. In this case, I see that a Valkyrie queues and this team is still in this position. They just got a knock in the kill feed on Bertan, which was the guy I knocked originally, so I know that this team here is going to want to push up. My goal is to deter this push up so that these guys don't push and I can have easy shots on the guys below. So, in this case, I shoot this guy and force him to go back. And then I listen out for the audio cue. I hear these guys try and res below me. As soon as that happens, my first instinct is to instantly pop Revolt. Because I don't know, for example, if it's 2 or 3. In this case, I should know it's 2 because Bertan was from this team below me. but I don't actually know that because my teammate didn't communicate it to me. So what I do is pop Revolt just to minimize risk involved. And then what I'm going to do is I drop down and wait for either the res to go off, or B, I wait for him to cancel the res. The reason being is I don't want to burn ammo because it means that I have to hit a higher percentage of my shots in order to kill both of them, which means I might have to switch to my secondary. And then in that case, it means that I'm going to take a lot more damage. So in this case, I wait. I instantly get the re-knock on the Pathy, kill the second one. So my goal, as soon as I get this knock, is tempo. What have I got in this fight? Well, I've got tempo. Because I've gotten 2 knocks, this team now has to play in the defense. This team here with TK and Bertan are now forced to play defensive and they have to start running away. So, whilst they're doing that, I want to start taking the offensive. I want to take space, and as you can see in this case, all 3 of us are right here. Bad. We don't want to all be stuck in the same corner. So I'm going to instantly queue forward and decide to take some space before playing for the firsts. This means that if this team on the right does decide to push, we're not all triple stuck in the same corner, which means that it's a lot easier for us to fight. So in this case, I instantly queue for the building. I clear it, looking for their third to see if he's there. My teammate does the exact same thing. He isn't, so now I play for the firsts. In this case, I decided to get both of them. And then I instantly decide to start pushing up on this team on the building. So in this case, I'm just looking for information once again. I know where that guy is on the right. So my goal is to heal and then instantly play for the left because I'm going to play for the opposite side of them. So, an evac goes down. What my assumption is that this evac was from the original duo that we wiped, and that's our third trying to run. I was right, but that's also a gamble. So, I queue deep, and I instantly try and take space. My legend is completely resolved around taking space. I know Revenant's broken, but his ability to take space and allow your teammates options is really overpowered. Make sure you take advantage of it. That's good ability usage, and good, you need to understand good ability usage in Apex. And you learn it by taking risks and doing different things like this. So, I failed to climb to the roof here. This is embarrassing. I instantly look and try and get some information. Another thing I want to point out is that if you're ever in places that have loot and you're trying to rotate, scrap loot through the POI as you're rotating. As you're trying to push people. So in this case, I'm always trying to think of how I can get more loot to make up for the bad loot I had at the start of the game, because I didn't really loot the death boxes. So in this case, I run through, instantly check, see if there's anything I need. In this case, I get an energy mag, huge power spike for me, okay? I decide to push. I saw the guy through the window, but I didn't see it in the FOD. So what ends up happening is I shoot the 2 people here, and the Vantage pops out and kills me. So, in this case, what could I have done to avoid this? I could have went to the rift and shot down on them, which would have been smarter. But in this case, my goal was just to apply as much pressure as I can and set tempo in the fight to be as fast as possible. So in this case, I just have to do as much damage as I can, and in this case, I did a lot. So, in this case, I did a lot of damage. This makes it easy for my teammates to come and clean up. This Vantage does make a mistake. So what I do is I get rezzed. I begin to start pushing up on this team. My teammates are fighting them. I'm making sure they apply pressure so I could get the heals off. In this case, my teammate communicates the fact that he got the Vantage to 1. So what I'm going to do is queue to the safety of the building, into the doorway, while looking to the right to get information of what's going on. In this case, I see the Vantage is queuing away. I go to the right of the building because this allows me to see if the guy runs outside. And then I path inside to look for him. In this case, it's actually bad timing because he ran away. But what I end up doing is I crack him, put a lot of damage out. I see this lifeline on my right, which is quite lucky. I upgrade my ability first. Okay. This is going to sound weird. I decided to upgrade my ability first in this fight so that whenever I knock this lifeline, it allows me to catch up to the other 2 out of position because I get the refresh on knock here. So, in this case, I get the knock. And then I instantly try and get the re-knock, get the armor swap, because the bang got stunned me. This was really stupid of me, by the way. I should have just shot the bang, but... So, I end up shooting the bang, cracking her, and my teammate wipes her. I'm not gonna lie. What I end up doing is just resetting and looting. So, I armor swap, I instantly try and get some heals off, and we get Ash tethered on, or Ash TP'd on. In this case, my goal is to do 2 things. My goal is to try and equalize the fight. My goal is to equalize the fight so that we can get back into a position where we're equal. In this case, it's a 3v2 on the enemy end, because they just got a knock. And my goal is to make it a 2v2. In this case, what do I know? Whenever Ash portals, her other teammate is going to be behind by just a little bit, which should give me just enough time to knock her for free. So in this case, I get the knock. Quite lucky that she was weak, but my teammate cracked her beforehand. And so what I'm looking around for is what's going on. I play the Ash's knock so that this guy can't put as much damage in on me. And then I Q onto him because I have to take the 1. In this case, my teammate's providing cover fire, cracks him. I get the knock, and I instantly take it. This is tempo, right? I instantly take advantage of the fact that it's the last one up, and I instantly pounce on them because I know that this fight should be easy for me. I crack him, and I end up just killing the guy. So, we get further again. I end up shooting this guy. I get a nice little bit of damage on the cat, or conduit. I end up getting a free knock here on this here Horizon, who's out of position. So, once again, remember, as soon as I get a knock, even though it's an equalized fight of 2v2, I'm trying to put pressure on them, so it constantly seems like we have a numbers advantage, right? That's the concept of playing big. You're basically playing as if you're multiple people. And in this case, I just punch straight in. I punch straight in, instantly taking the left position. The reason being is that I know that there's no one on my rock here. I know that there's no one up here, so what I can do is play this rock and shoot to the right, and I should be able to get free kills. So, that's exactly what I do. I play the rock, I shoot, get a free knock on that guy. I now play line of sight cover. I wait for a little bit, and I queue up onto the blocks that I originally had, get the first, armor swap, and then kill this guy. That was a little bit egotistic. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, to be honest, but yeah. I ended up just killing that guy for free. That was extremely egotistical. I wouldn't recommend doing what I did there. But fast forward, because not a lot goes on until we fight the team here. So, once again, my concept is snowballing. I have now got red armor, and it's ring 2. My teammates are on blue and purple. And in this case, I have a huge advantage over every team that I fight, which means that I can take advantage of that, right? It means that I have a much easier time fighting. In this case, this guy's got blue armor. I have a 50 health advantage, and it allows me to play massive. I just keep putting out damage, cracking, trying to get knocks, trying to get entry damage. In this case, I get a lucky knock, but my teammate ends up dying here. I have to basically try and do 2 things here. The 2 things that I have to do is prevent this guy from crossing to help his teammate. This allows my teammate to take a 1v1. Secondly, I need to somehow push this guy on the left to prevent him from full healing. So how do I do that? Well, I need to position myself on the left and shoot like this, in which I should end up doing here. I just shoot this guy for free. He crosses. I rev ult to minimize the damage that I've just taken. A huge thing that you can do with rev ult is, for example, if I have 225 health, right? If I take 50 and then I pop rev ult, I equalize my health, which means I've taken no damage and I can start pushing right away again. So in this case, I use that to not pop any shields and just pop a med kit so I can minimize the amount of damage I've actually taken. So, I decided to push up. My teammate won his 1v1. He dies, but I have to take the 1. And so, I play slow. I don't rush shots here because she's cover and I wait for her to peek me. So, in this case, I just shoot, get a kill on her. It was close, but, you know, it's a good fight. So, not a lot goes on here for the rest of the couple minutes. We're just looting, we're running around. I decide to push a fight here, which happens in front of me here. I end up dying, which is my own fault. So I jump on this Wraith. I don't know why it's not working. I decide to jump on this Wraith for free. I get a kill on her. I get the first, and I end up dying because I go for the first and because I'm in bad positioning. I almost kill the Rev, but this is really bad for me. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have positioned the way I did. The reason I did this was mainly because I wanted to try and get 20 kills. There was 11 kills already and there's 14 people left. My goal was to try and rush as many kills as I possibly could. It didn't end up working for me, but I tried. You know, it's an egotistical thing. The way you should play the scenario is always play from the height and try and shoot down on people. And then see the information from labs and then try and push them once you have a numbers advantage. In this case, I didn't actually do that. So I completely broke the fundamentals and I died for it, which is my own fault. I end up getting reset here, very luckily. So in this case, I see the shots. This guy is going to be reloading his gun. I take advantage of that and kill him for free. I get the first because I need loot because I just got rezzed. I instantly look for the first thing I need. Ammo, bats, shields, and then attachments. The reason why you funnel it like that is because the main thing that keeps you alive is shields, and then you take fights with attachments. So you loot like that. So I decide to loot up a little bit more, and then I jump and try and kill this guy over here. I end up getting a free kill. He plays the door here. I shoot for my teammate. My teammate ends up getting knocked. I get the first. The guy over here had nowhere to go, and I should have killed him a lot sooner. But I shoot the guys on height. I end up getting a huge amount of damage. I decided to go for a little bit of loot because I still need it. Got it. And now I decide to push these guys. Because, once again, I have an armor advantage. We have tempo. And so, I jump on this guy. Kill him. Very egotistical, but in this case, if you want to play this slower, you push the stairs and then you angle the height and then play together as a team. Or you jump and play the door and look up top. So, in this case, it's actually very, very helpful to play that way. You queue onto the door here and you hold the door and you look around you. That's like a huge way you can play this fight. In this case, I wait for the Newcastle to peek away from his wall and then I strafe into him because I have strafing advantage. That's basically peeker's advantage, where if I strafe away and I shoot, I have the advantage because of server registry. But I run up top. I grab this bow because it's last team. All I do is just farm damage. This team here basically has God Spot, and my goal is to get below them. Because if I get below them, they basically cannot shoot us. My goal is to take advantage of Rev perk and try and get some form of knock, entry damage, or something to make this fight pushable. In this case, I decide to walk up on the right, and I wait. I wait patiently for about 20-30 seconds here. I end up getting a free knock, kinda luckily, and then I queue and push for height. In this case, my goal is not to trade. I cannot trade here. I need to get the re-knock instantly, and then I need to do some damage, and then drop. In this case, the other guy's not shooting me, so I ego chow because I have full health. So, I grab my bow out, I kill this guy, and as soon as I get that, I try and drop instantly. I'm just struggling to get the knock here. This guy is not pushing. So, I end up shooting the Watson. I drop down on accident, bearing in mind. I get the first. I almost get the kill on her. So, in this case, I just keep shooting her. I ended up dying. I basically realized that this person can't do anything, so I just traded. I end up getting rezzed, and then I just climb back up for free. They ended up rezzing themselves, so what my goal is to re-knock the guy that's already weak, which is Paffy. I get the re-knock, and then I just kill the Watson, or the cat, and then the game's over. So, this is how I ended up doing 5k damage in Pred. Ended up getting 18 kills. We had 27 as a team. This is my first time ever recording a video like this, so I might have spoke a bit too much about random things. If I plan on doing this again, I'm going to try and have like more of a script or something that allows me to explain things better. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy.